So working class black parents who still receive black tax from their kids. Why?
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that is really important but also sensitive, and that's the dangers of black tax. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and being part of this community. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. And if you're already subscribed, thank you for your continued support. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with others. Now let's get started. We're going to watch some videos that I've stitched together for us. Then I'll be giving my review and sharing my thoughts on the other side. So see you there.
So working class black parents who still receive black tax from their kids. Why? You even earn more than your daughter or your son, but you still want that black tax. Why? You know that if they don't give you that black tax, you're gonna manipulate them and tell them, I gave birth to you, I suffered with you. Why? Your child is even married, but they can't even start a family of their own because now you want your black tax every month. Why? If they don't give you black tax immediately after getting married, you blame the person that they're married to, or they're influencing your child and they're coming in between you and your child. Why?
Black tax. Guys are crying out there. Someone has had a video call with someone from outside, and they're telling me every month they spend about 200,000 sending it to their parents every month. And I asked myself, so what? Break it down for me. Do you know what they use it for? And they're like, Mara, there's a harambe, there's fundraising, they are paying debts, they are planting, a product did not do well, to a point whereby even the parents are fighting over this money, the two parents, both the dad and the mom. And sometimes, I want to say this, the problem is not them. We never taught them the culture of ownership. We've taught them entitlement. And that is why it didn't start with 200,000. It just started with, please send us 5,000. And because they know you have the money and you've shown them, and because we're also becoming emotional that we don't want to be cast, we don't want to be left out, because that is what defines us, now we continue paying. And it's not gonna stop. If anything, the day you dare stop, you become their enemy. Just ask yourself a very simple question. Is it sustainable? Does it have a time frame? Does it have a limit? Because by the time I am going to spend something, money I don't have because you will pay, honestly, that's a sign of disrespect. So yes, support your parents. Have limits. If you don't teach a sense of ownership, go down there, tell them this is their last amount, I'm investing here, let's do agribusiness, let's do this kind of thing. Tell me what I can invest in, or you start the projects that you understand, get them a market, and all you'll be doing is them selling their products directly. But this is not sustainable. So I want you guys now to comment and just share with me, what are some of your ugly stories when it comes to black tax? Uliambiwa nini? This is money gossip with Amos Ngau.
There was a lot of disagreement with my mom and I when it came to managing my finances. We got into a huge fight about that. She even kicked me out. My mom was like, okay, I want a certain amount of money from you every time you get paid. Yeah. Typical black tax situation. But I feel like I had stretched already, because we already had that disagreement when it comes to how I'm gonna spend my money, her wanting access to my bank statements and whatnot. So I was like, hey, let me let things breathe a little bit. I'll give you the money.
Some people have experienced depression because of black tax. Yes, I know a friend who has been severely depressed and has collapsed at work because of it. When you think that you are working so hard, but you yourself, you have nothing to show for it. You see, then you'll find that we are a group of people, maybe we are aged 22, we work in the same job. Somebody has a car, some have an apartment. You have nothing to show for it. But you are at work every day from 8 till 5. But yeah, that's when they ask you, what are you doing with your money? Then you just
Now, before we get started, I want to warn you that this conversation might be uncomfortable for some of you, but I believe it's necessary. We need to talk about the ways in which black tax is affecting our communities and our families. And I don't like to take it for granted that there are some people that may not understand what black tax is, especially if you're not part of the black race, not to be segregative. However, I believe that it might also happen in other cultures. So, without further ado, let's break it down. So, what is black tax? Simply put, black tax is the financial burden that many black people, particularly in Africa and the diaspora, face when they're expected to support their families financially. So, this can include paying for things like food, rent, and education, as well as providing financial support for other family members. Black tax is often seen as a cultural obligation, and many people feel pressure to continue to contribute financially to their families, even if they're struggling to make ends meet themselves. But here's the thing, black tax is not just about money, it's about the emotional labor that comes with being the primary breadwinner of your family. It's about the stress and anxiety that comes with trying to make ends meet. And it's about the feelings of guilt and shame that come with not being able to provide for your family. So, how does black tax work? Well, it usually starts with a family member, often a parent or sibling, who is struggling financially. They may turn to you for help, and at first you may be happy to oblige, but over time the requests for money can become more frequent and more demanding. You may start to feel like you're being taken advantage of, or that you're shouldering the entire financial burden of your family. And that's when stress and anxiety can start to build up. Now, we're going to talk about the dangers of black tax. So, first and foremost, it can be a major financial burden. When you're shouldering the entire financial burden of your family, it can be hard to make ends meet. You may have to sacrifice your own financial goals and dreams in order to support your family, and that can lead to feelings of resentment and anger. Black tax can also cause division within the family. When a person is shouldering the entire financial burden, it can create tension and conflict. Family members may start to resent each other, and it can be hard to resolve these conflicts. Finally, black tax can also cause depression. So, when you're feeling overwhelmed by the financial burden of supporting your family, it can be hard to cope. You may start to feel like you're trapped in a situation that you can't escape. And that, ladies and gentlemen, can lead to feelings of hopelessness and despair. So, how can we handle black tax in a respectful way? First, let's talk about communication. It's essential to communicate openly and honestly with your family about your financial situation. Let them know what you can and can't afford, and try to come up with a solution that works for everyone. Another tip is to set boundaries. It's okay to say no to requests for financial support, particularly if you feel like they are unreasonable. Remember, when you can't pour from an empty cup, it's essential to prioritize your own financial well being. If you're feeling overwhelmed with black tax, don't be afraid to seek financial support or support in general from friends, family, or a therapist. So, talking through your feelings and coming with a plan can be really helpful. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. And there are people out there who can help you with what you want, and they can help you navigate the dynamics of black tax. On that note, Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this video has been helpful and informative. Remember, black tax is a complex issue and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. But by communicating openly, setting boundaries, and seeking support, we can handle black tax in a respectful way. So I want to leave you with a question. Do you agree with the idea of black tax? Leave your answers in the comments below and let's continue the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with others. And if you're feeling generous, consider sharing the video in certain social circles and certain social media groups for others to subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But before we go, I want to share some additional tips and resources that may be helpful. First, consider seeking out financial counseling or therapy. A professional can help you develop a plan to manage your finances and reduce stress. Secondly, look into local resources and organizations that provide financial assistance depending on where you are in the world currently. There may be programs that are available to help with things like rent, utilities, and food. Finally, don't be afraid to reach out to friends and family for support. Talking through your feelings and coming up with a plan can be really helpful. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. From me, it is goodbye.